Hi Aries, I'm sorry I'm running late getting all of the videos out this month. This is your Aries reading for your tarot reading. And I say tarot, but I never really know until I turn around if it's going to be tarot or oracle. Plain and simple. But this is for all Aries signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of December. And what you're seeing is, I keep reaching down here to pet my cat because my cat just keeps coming in and staring at me, which actually is bringing a lot of magic to the situation because the cat that comes in is not the one that usually pops up. This is Doodle. Thank you. Your main situation is going to be taking place in your reputation. Your reputation, your success, how you might want to see it, your prestige, your professional career, your social foundation, the community that's dealing with that, your personal interests, your humanitarian interests, and if they are working with that honor and reputation and professional career. And that does have a lot to do with what house that is in your astrology, because Capricorn's got a bases loaded right now and is influencing that for you very much so. But they're saying a lot of it has to do with having the right people in the right places, the right community surrounding you to truly lift those hopes and dreams, those ambitions in the right direction. And that is your responsibility to make sure that you are connected to the right people, not ones that are going to take away from your reputation and take you back into hidden parts of yourself, more negative parts of yourself that'll keep you from getting. They just said making sure that you're surrounded by people that are influencing you in happy, healthy ways to, uplift you into those goals and dreams and not into levels of self-deception. And some of this is going to also have to do with your upbringing, your true, real self, your inner emotional security, and that higher self's wisdom of the transformational healing that is needed to make it happen. You're also dealing with some either family judgment or personal judgment, and how you choose to communicate with yourself and illuminate yourself of that judgment. So are you rising above it, or are you believing what others may say, or even what you may have thought in the past that might be bringing you back down? Which is not something we want to do. We want to be more on the positive. We're trying to heal, come into transformational change. But this is going to have to do with your ethics, your morals, your spiritual truths, and your heart chakra is what I'm getting. The first time you've spoken up this time around. I just can see me losing that if I leave that there. You're also overcoming fear of how to gain. Fear of how to gain whatever it is you're trying to gain. But that's by overcoming, the fear is overcoming bitterness and blame that you may also have within the community that leads you right back to self-deception in some forms. This is saying, connect with your higher wisdom, your higher education, your higher knowledge, your higher philosophy, that higher self on these levels for the different trivia, the different details of things that are maybe above and outside of your regular understanding. But when you start to understand what that higher self is teaching you, you bring it back to that reputation, even possibly the career zone. And it will help to influence you because you're using that higher mind. It's just what I'm getting. All right. For Aries, what is the core energy around Aries for the month of December? Which one was it because it fell? Or was it both? This is my own personal deck. It's just on index cards. But every once in a while it speaks up to be used in this setting, so to speak. Retrograde and the moon. Now this is saying more or less you are definitely in your feels. You're in your emotions. You're in your subconscious energies. The moon is half of the day. It's our darker side of ourself. It deals with our moods. It deals with our intuition. It deals with our emotional needs, our feminine energy. It's our nocturnal nurturing and our feelings. But you're in retrograde, which means the moon is in serious conversation with you and you alone. You're not necessarily communicating it outwardly. You're definitely over-possessively communicating with yourself is what I'm getting. And some of this is bringing self-realization, and some of this is bringing up karmic debts. This is the third house, which is your communication, which is coming up. This is the communication that you are having with yourself, with that retrograde and that moon, that subconscious energy. Like I said, overcoming some of that, some of your own karmic debts, some of your own self-sacrifice, some of your own self-realization and your own humanitarian truths with yourself is what I'm getting. Anything else for the core energy right now? That's actually a good thing. It may be deep and it may be a little hard, but that's actually a good thing. That means you're growing. That means you're maturing spiritually, soulfully, truthfully. So that's a good thing, even though at the time, whenever we're going through a spiritual growth of any kind, it never feels as good as we wish. I mean, when we come out roses on the other side, yeah. But while we're going through it, it kind of is a pain in the ass. See, I'm getting full moon. So this is release, surrender, and let go. You are learning something about yourself. You are learning something about yourself so that you no longer have to hold on to things about yourself that have torn you down, or where you have allowed yourself to be torn down. Where you've created your own inner demons, your own inner evil in some form. This is Chet in Hebrew. This means it is the run and return. It is beyond your normal human perception. It is the tent, the wall, hovering, but yet not touching. This is the connections there, but it hasn't really been connected. Like the tent, when you go camping, the tent gets put up, but it could blow away if you don't have something to put it into the ground so that you have those spikes holding you in place. This is hovering above you is the truth, the higher self, the higher connection, the true connection. And you're going through all of that in your emotional truths, and you're having that communication with yourself. But the connection has not quite been made. This is the walls outside. Okay, when I see Chet, often I think of the tabernacle, because I used to have what I called the sanctuary where I used to live back home. And I always thought it was a little funny on a spiritual level that when you look at images of the tabernacle and the way that the ideal of it was set up was there was walls around it to protect it, which was a sanctuary. But this is saying the walls are around the very connection, keeping you connected. It's just, will you be connected? Free will choice. And the reason I think it's funny is because the way I had designed my sanctuary back home matched it, but I did not know when I did it that way that it was matching it, right down to, the fencing that was going around it. So this is saying inside of that self, inside of that higher self, inside of that fenced in area, which this would be the fenced in area. The body is the vessel. The soul is inside. All your answers are inside. Go inside. Because everything that you need to protect you and lead you in the right direction is there. It's the subconscious coming forward. The release, surrender is the truths of you coming to a new level of communication and a higher perception of your inner truth. And everything you need to know is inside. But it can only be given to you when you choose to be connected to it. Like I said, this is a very positive thing for you. It's a new level of self-realization. What is going on outside of Aries? What is going on outside of Aries? What is going on outside of Aries for the month of December? Outside of Aries for the month of December. Outside of Aries for the month of December. Can you please raise the vibrations? Outside of Aries. This all has to do with you having hope. I connect this, what I'm getting right now is like the North Star. And I always say the North Star is like the promise of a tomorrow, but you must believe in it. Pluto. This is spirit, believing in the spiritual evolutional change, believing in the transformation, death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. This is the change that's happening, the transformation that's happening. And this is going on outside of you, around you, but it's also going on inside of you at this time. I mean, when I say outside of you, I mean like your everyday life. You're noticing things that are changing. This is the wheel of law. Step into the eightfold. Step into the never-ending, ever-ending is the path of nirvana. Step into the never-ending truth, the never-ending spiral. So this is definitely rising above the changes that are happening, having the proper communication with yourself and allowing the threefold to happen. Allowing that change to take place because obviously it's meant to. Then it's bringing you to the sun. You're being re-illuminated. So is everything around you, and they're starting to see you in new illuminated ways. So, like I said, right off the bat, I mean, your core and your outside of yourself seems like it's very good. But whenever we're going through major changes like this, it doesn't seem like it feels like that at the time. And that's because you're undergoing a shape shifting, is what I was just told. A shape shifting for your own higher truths. Okay. What's going on in up close and personal relationships? What is the up close and personal relationships? Anything that is important to you. You know, anybody, your children, your lovers, your family. What is going on in up close and personal relationships, please, for Aries this month? Up close and personal relationships. Up close and personal relationships. Up close and personal relationships. This is communication. It's the pi or pay Hebrew. I can never pronounce, and I do apologize if you are listening and you do understand Hebrew. But this is considered the eyewitness. This is the communication, the one that sees the communication, the truth behind the communication. This can also be 32 teeth, 32 pathways, the number 32 for you. It is the teeth, it is the mouth, it is the expression of wisdom itself. It is how the eye tells the mouth how to speak the truth. And it can also be the kiss of death, because it is the truth of the communication. But it is communication in all levels. And like I said, 32 may be something important. So what is going on here? Hold on, let me see. Somebody else want to talk? Please help me to know what I am missing. Spirit said for some of you, this is definitely dealing with friends more than like lovers. Because I know people like to are looking for the lover situation. Up close and personal relationships for Aries. Up close and personal relationships for Aries for the month of December. Up close and personal relationships for Aries. Their inner warrior returning home. This is what, the Six of Wands? This is you coming into your power again. You coming into your power, you're communicating your power and making sure at the same time that you are getting the right people, acknowledging and thankful that you are here with these relationships and acknowledging if they are the right people. This is also a Leo. Could be in this position for you at this time. What else am I missing? I don't understand why you just keep giving me the subconscious. Subconscious mental illness is what they were saying. This has a lot to do with the way you choose to think. The way you choose to think. And overcoming some of these. Because that's the only thing that's going to be pulling things down. Or you're coming into I'm getting mental illness, which means this is overcoming your lower negative forms of thinking. Okay, up close and personal relationships. What's going on? What's going on? Just what's going on? Up close and personal relationships. Up close personal relationships. You're gonna make me switch back, aren't you? Up close personal relationships. This is speaking to you about the generous people, the loving people, those who give. This is the Six of Cups. This is charity, generosity, giving, empath, kind, the kind people. This is you returning to the right people, it seems like. The Princess of Pentacles. She pursues what she wants. She goes after it. She is not afraid to be victorious. The warrior coming home, going after what it wants. It wants the right people. The Princess of Wands. Very noble, very rebellious. Has no problem holding her power in check. This seems like it's you coming into your power within these relationships. Will not be pushed around, very noble with their decisions. Want to make sure that you are with right people, or this is very much taking advantage of those people. But it feels more like this is you coming into, I want the right people around me. I want the ones that understand me. I want the ones that love me and are caring and are good to me and allow me to be me. Allow me to be me on all of these levels. It feels like you're willing to not accept any less than what you deserve, is what that feels like for me at this moment. Well, is there anything else I'm missing here? Anything else I'm missing? Yeah, this is very much taking action in your relationships. Very much, I will not take less than I deserve. Action, masculine energy, very assertive energy. No more, maybe that's exactly what this is. No more pussyfooting around it. No more, I'm going to be nice and naive. This could be about you having the right people in your life, yes. But it could also be, I'm not gonna take shit from people anymore. And that's definitely a good thing, too, coming into your power. Is there anything else here for Aries? Your inner daredevil. Well, I mean, this is definitely you saying you're taking a chance. Tempting fate. Taking a chance. Your inner daredevil is ready to speak up and come out. All right, let's see where... What am I getting for... So, I mean, that sounds good. You're willing to take chances. You're willing to learn. You're willing to let your higher self help you learn. But the point is your higher self speaking? Are you listening? And then going off of its promptings. Are you going off of egotistical promptings and old patterns, old ways, old decisions that kept you in old patterns? And this is making sure you're breaking those patterns. Okay, you're getting the Magician coming forward as we move into goals, dreams, hopes, ambitions, and finances. So this is saying that you have the ability to start to create spiritual growth within them. It is a Gemini. It is also energy, spirit, and activity. It is manifestation itself. But what else do we have going on in the outer community of helping these hopes and dreams? The Ace of Swords. There is definitely clarity as to what you're trying to create here. Hopes, dreams, ambitions, that community itself, as well as your financial success. You're getting new clarity. You're getting new forms of putting that new clarity into new forms of manifestation and then allowing it to grow and mature because of the clarity. That's definitely a good thing too. Like I said, it feels like you're learning a lot and you're definitely evolving right now. That threw me off. Yeah, you've learned from those mistakes. You've learned from those sleepless nights sitting up. You're not taking that shit anymore. Because as I'm sitting here looking at this sword card, I'm seeing it like gold and fire, like illuminating flames, like your inner soul fire is coming through this clarity. And that's because what I'm seeing here from all of these swords is just blobs of pain leaving you. The blobs of pain leaving you from being in your head too much, questioning up too many nights, crying over everything that's gone wrong, holding on to all the overwhelmed energy and trying to be in control over it. Like you're finally saying, fuck that, I'm letting this go. And I'm finding a new beginning, a new way. And with that is coming the growth. But what also is coming, two more cards just came out. This is leading you away from that and directly to where you want to go. This is, I mean, like I said, there's I didn't say it, but you have the swords in the water. This ship's still going. There's no problem. You're still going everywhere you want to go. You're able to go because you've healed past this because of the clarity, because it's helping you to get that magician because of the very core energy of going through all of this inner retrograde and subconsciousness. You've come to a new level of, this is the old me. Nah. Oh, hell no. Nah. I'm going after my ships. Going after my ships. I'm going over there. I'm getting in that castle. It's mine. I done figured this out. But what you do have coming in is, remember, it's slow and steady. This is where you Aries aren't so good at it. Remember, it's slow and steady. You guys get frustrated and want to give up too quick. Do not quit just before a blessing happens. Do not quit just before a blessing happens. This is slow and steady. This is master the serenity. This is Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces energy. This is strengthening your steadfastness. This is where the ram is asked to be more like the bull. Don't just lock horns on anything that gets in the way. This is knowing when, if you're going to knock them down and be done. But you don't have to do all of that. You're quite capable of getting everywhere you want to go just slowly. Instead of have to have, I want what I want and I want it right now. And if I didn't get what I want right now, well, then I'm over it. This is saying don't give up because this is a process. You're going to be working through this process as it starts to realign you into the direction of what you want for the next month and year. In fact, probably the next 20 years. So this is, don't give up so quickly. This is karmic lessons coming into play and putting you in the alignment that you need so that you can move forward. But it is your free will to choose to make sure you're going in that right way. I love you guys. Bye.